Primer intento. ¿Qué? Saludos chicos, chicas, bienvenidos a un nuevo stream del Genshin Impact. Esta vez sí vamos a tratar de pasar esta misión que nos lleva a INAZUMA. Como ya sabrán, la versión 2.0 ya nos trae la actualización de INAZUMA. Y pues tenemos ahí un montón de cosas por hacer. Y nos costó prácticamente un mes inspeccionar Liyue. Pues vamos a ver cuánto nos toma pasarnos todo INAZUMA. No vamos a hacer speedrun porque vamos a obviamente disfrutar el juego, pero eso. Vamos a ver cuánto contenido le metió mi Houjo a INAZUMA. Dependiendo de eso, pues ya vamos a ver qué tanto contenido podemos esperarnos de las otras regiones. Pero por el momento vamos a tratar de viajar. A ver qué nos armó, qué nos tiene que contar mi Houjo. Resina, todavía tengo 2 horas, ¿no? 2 horas y media. Aunque, a ver. ¿Puedo almacenar una resina más? No. No puedo almacenar una resina más. Voy a dejarlo en lapsus brutus, digo, en suspenso. Porque no sé si vaya a necesitar de resina ahorita que descubra INAZUMA. Que va a ser más de 2 horas. Espérame, no. Primero vamos a desgastar esa resina, Al menos 20 de resina para que nos dé hora y media, quizás, de tiempo adicional. Para que no nos interrumpa absolutamente nada. De hecho, ni siquiera las diarias voy a tratar de hacer hoy día. Por cierto, tengo algo aquí, ¿no? Ah, esto. Gracias. Gracias.
As it might turn into something more serious, and if that happens, well, I can't go avenging my clan by picking on the sick.
Live! Solidify!
Chingados. ¿Por qué apareció hasta allá? Ah, porque acá hay otro.
First forth! Gather! Order guide you!
Shudder!
Ok. Resina original. Y se supone que 5 horas. 5 horas es suficiente. De hecho, 5 horas es lo que podría durar el streaming. Podría. Pero ahorita vamos a tratar de irnos a
Violet grass is a
INAZUMA.
plant that enjoys a moist environment and is best picked after it rains. If you should choose to...
Cállate. Hola, Catherine. Momento. Iniciar sesión, ok. Deme otro momento. Voy a hacer lo de... Lo del registro diario. Inicio de sesión diario. Ok, a ver. Ahí está. Ahí estamos. Déjeme ver una pequeña cosa. Y vuelve a no notificar, ¿eh?
You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? All right then.
Vuelve a
I'll
no
teach you.
notificar.
Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words.
A ver, arroba ping. En fin. Vamos, Catherine, ¿qué me tienes que decir?
Ad Astra Abyssosk. What can I do for you, traveler?
Oh, ¿qué sabes sobre INAZUMA?
Ah, yes. I've heard that you've already made arrangements with the captain of the Crux fleet regarding your passage to INAZUMA. Is that correct?
Simón.
Now that I think about it, it's been quite some time since I last visited those lands. Unfortunately, I don't have any current intel that would be worth sharing with you.
Hace mucho que no visito esas tierras. What?
There you are. You're the traveler that Beidou will be taking to Inazuma, right?
Parece que ya llegó nuestro informe.
The fleet has nearly completed reprovisioning. Once the crews have taken a head count, we can get underway. Captain Beidou sent me to come get you. We'll weigh anchor as soon as you're aboard.
Seems Beidou is the captain of her word.
Of course! There are many things that the captain insists upon. I'm sure you'll see for yourself once you're on board.
So you'll be heading off then? I suppose congratulations are in order. Whether the journey before you leads to the heights of the heavens or the depths of the abyss, each step you take is another achievement. Until we meet again, Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Te extrañaremos.
Oh, it's kind of hard to say goodbye now. We practically see each other every day.
Well, if that's how you feel, why not come and find me when you arrive? I'll be awaiting you on Narukami Island.
¿Qué? ¿Por qué no vienen a buscarme cuando lleguen? Las estaré esperando en la isla Narukami.
So there's another Catherine in Inazuma? See? There's no need to get all sappy now.
Paimon.
Well, I guess it's time for you to bid farewell to Liyue Harbor. Now that I've delivered my message, I'll be heading back. The ship is currently anchored off of Guyun Stone Forest.
Okay, thanks for coming all this way to let us know.
Just following orders. I'll see you two aboard the Alcor.
La diosa inmutable y la utopía eterna. Aquí entre nosotros, esta señorita Catherine no es un personaje normal. No sé si se logra llegar a ver. Detrás de su cuello, aquí, ¿ven que hay un orificio? No puedo acercar la cámara, ¿verdad? No puedo acercar más la cámara. No puedo acercar más la cámara. No sé si se dan cuenta que aquí hay un orificio como un tipo de llave. Catherine es un robot, no es una persona. De hecho, si nos quedamos esperando ahí un buen rato, Catherine va a decir, reiniciando, error, ¿saben? Error, reiniciando. Por cierto, ¿a dónde nos lleva esto? No mames, tengo que ir hasta allá.
Quick, under the umbrella, or you'll get soaked. You can't risk catching a cold.
¿Por qué no hay ninguna mariposa?
Something more serious, and if that happens, well, I can't go avenging my clan by picking on the sick now, can I?
Nice. Nice and spicy. Como dice Shanling. Creo que aquí voy a ocupar otros personajes para irme hasta allá. Para estar seguros más que todo. Listo. Me alzo vuelo con este. Me voy con ella. Listo. Datos curiosos. Las mujeres son mejores nadando. Una vez que ya terminé con este equipo, vámonos. Entonces, tenemos que... Oh. Habla con Beidou. Izad las velas.
Ah, you finally made it.
You finally made it.
All these years, come rain or storm, the Crux fleet has never suffered a delay. If it were anyone else, I might have set sail already.
Es un honor estar al bordo.
Don't look too serious, I'm only joking. You're just on time. The crew have just finished making final preparations.
Okay.
Well, now that everyone's here, we set sail for the land engulfed by storm and tempest. The nation of eternity.
Anchors away!
No puedo evitar no sentirme emocionada, ¿eh? Finalmente se mueve este barco, Dios mío. ¡Fua! What? Tras atravesar la tempestad, el Alcor finalmente arriba a puerto. ¿Por qué las cinemáticas no están a 60 FPS? Please. Pero...
Oh, hi there.
¿Saben? Me hubiese gustado que haya sucedido algo en medio del mar. O sea, como una batalla, qué sé yo, o una cinemática del viaje en plan las tormentas, ¿sabes? Un poco decepcionado por esa parte, pero a ver, ya estamos en INAZUMA. Estás aquí, me has hecho esperar, capitán. Oh.
And it appears we have a couple of stowaways. Or perhaps I should say...
Ey, más respeto, por favor.
Shush!
Oye.
You can blame your almighty shogun. The tempests around INAZUMA have been growing all the more fierce lately. Though the fleet was fully up to the challenge, the inclement weather still caused some delay. Now then, let me introduce everyone. This is Toma, a trade partner that I've gotten to know recently.
You don't know how long I've been waiting to see you.
¿En serio?
Toma, these two are...
Oh, no need for introductions. Their reputation precedes them. It seems even the stormy seas can't keep rumors of these Outlanders' sterling deeds at bay.
Un placer, Toma, pero los rumores de mis hazañas han sido exagerados. Debería haber una sola...
Oh, it's sure nice to hear you say that.
Una sola opción.
With any luck, it'll give you a head start here. Toma's resided on Rito for quite some time now. It wouldn't be going too far to say he's the fixer around these parts. If you run into any problems here, just talk to Toma. But if he tries to pull any moves on you, I'll be sure to deal with him personally.
No hay necesidad de violencia, por el momento.
No need to worry. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Good.
Esto es Tartaglia 2.0,
Then if it's all settled, I'll be going. I wouldn't want to be caught with my sails down here. I do have a wanted fugitive on board after all.
Oh, right. Kazuha.
Until next time, traveler. Remember to give it your all, no matter what perilous storms you may encounter.
Ok. Nos veremos a la próxima. No habrá ningún problema.
Fair seas, Captain Beto. Bye-bye.
Adiós.
Now then, first things first. We need to go get you registered at the border checkpoint.
Paimon thought we were supposed to be keeping things on the down low. Are we just gonna walk into the government's hands?
Don't underestimate the reaches of the Sakoku Decree. You wouldn't be able to avoid inspection even if you tried. So we have to play by the rules, even if we're kind of bending them.
Está bien. Contra viento y marea. Logro pendejo. Confesiones de un forastero. Mariscos. Más sobre ti. Esta isla es la ciudad natal. Es mi ciudad natal. Toda mi familia ha sido pescadora durante generaciones. Naturalmente yo también lo soy. Pero recientemente el oficio del pescador es cada vez menos común. Ya sé por qué. Podría imaginármelo. Además de restringir la entrada de forasteros a INAZUMA, el decreto de cierre de fronteras también limita las zonas en las que se puede navegar. Muchos pescadores han cambiado de trabajo por ese motivo. Yo sigo aquí gracias a este amplio océano. Es más, puedo escuchar constantemente el llamado del océano. La llamada del mar. Sí, lo oyes, el sonido de las olas rompiendo contra las playas, el sonido de los peces nadando entre las olas. ¿Todavía no lo entiendes? Debe ser un forastero, es de esperar. Te daré alguna de mis capturas. ¿Capturas? Cuando vivas un tiempo junto al océano, empezarás a entender la naturaleza romántica del mar. 10 de pescado. Confesión a 48 metros, ok. Oye, esta lanza en algún momento va a ser nuestra, ¿eh? Never mind.
More speed. Hello? Please state your name, identity, and the purpose of your visit. Oh, except you, Toma.
Ajá.
You must be new here.
Ajá. Ajá.
Excuse me? Please provide the information requested and also declare any goods you are carrying with you.
Venemos directo al grano.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. We cannot approve entry for purely personal reasons. So, unless you have a valid reason for visiting in accordance with the rules... My apologies, but I'll have to ask you to...
Here are the entry papers for your kind perusal.
What? Ugh, take your time. No rush or anything.
I just wanted to see what you'd say. Sorry about that.
I see. Okay. Your papers are all in order. Welcome to Rito.
So, where do we go next?
The Outlander Affairs Agency. They only check entry permits here. If you want to remain on Rito, there's a process you have to go through with them.
Ok.
Yeesh. So it is super strict, just like everyone says.
Well, let's not forget that to everyday folk in
Extrañas a las
Inazuma,
personas de cualquier
people
otro
from
lugar.
everywhere else are referred to as outsiders. As the word suggests, outlanders aren't very welcome in Inazuma with the Sakoku decree in force. Not even on Rito, where they've established an outsider settlement.
Una colonia de extranjeros. Ya, como sea.
I like how you think. I've got a feeling we're going to get along very well. Now, let's head over to the Outlander Affairs Agency.
Censuraron a Yaka, güey, ya no se le ven las panzas. Sí, sí me enteré de eso.
The Kanjo Commission?
Yes, one branch of the Tri-Commission of Inazuma, responsible for
Está aquí,
growing
¿no?
and managing...
Chale, cancelé los diálogos por estar estúpido. Se vería aquí, ¿no? Aquí está.
A blade embraces its duty.
No, no creo que se le vea desde aquí, así que... Tiene unos, no bloomers, sino unos shorts blancos en su lugar. Ya quiero ver los cerezos, bro. Hola. No puedo subir. Bueno, ya no importa. Vámonos. Ve la madre esa para probar personaje. Ahí fue donde chequé. Ah, sí, la de los eventos. Pero ahorita no. Pero sí sé a lo que te refieres, ¿sabes?
You've completed the entry procedures, yes? And now you want to apply for residency, both of you?
Yes, please.
Okay, the processing fee will be 2 million mora.
Tu madre. Tu...
2 million? For a processing fee? Are you serious?
That's right. 1 million per applicant, which makes 2 million total. Don't worry, you can trust my math.
Te voy a lanzar la piedra.
I wasn't so much questioning your math as...
Ma'am, these two here are good friends of mine. I think you'll find I'm one face you recognize.
Ah, Mr. Toma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to
Vaya que oferta.
400,000 mora total.
Sigue siendo bastante caro, hombre.
Thank you ever so much, Miss Eureka. But as this is just a processing fee, I think 600 mora should cover it if I'm paying on their behalf. I'll treat you to dinner too. How does that sound?
That's not how you haggle! By all means, bargain the price down, but...
Alright then, as you wish, Mr. Toma. I will make a
¡Aching!
record.
Much obliged.
El Buró de Asuntos Extranjeros procesa la solicitud de residencia.
What? She went from 2 million down to 600? There's something seriously wrong with people's sense of finance around here.
Paimon, cálmate. Ah, habla de Songli.
It's not as mind-boggling as you think. Processing fee is just a figure of speech. The way some here at the agency see it, the fees are easy money, so it becomes a question of how much they can make. So when the day comes that some poor merchant from overseas with more money than sense gets stuck here and needs to apply for residency...
Then they'll milk them for all they're worth.
Exactly. It's at times like this that having a local friend really comes in handy.
Ya sé, ¿no?
Yes, but when you're an outlander in Inazuma, far from home in this closed nation era, there's very little that can be done.
Bueno, eso es cierto.
Most that overseas merchants can do to look after themselves is stick together. That's how the International Trade Association came about.
So it's a trade association built by and for Outlanders?
Yep, And as well as advancing commercial interests, the association provides help, support, and structure for Outlanders trying to survive on Rito. Essentially, it's an association devoted to both commercial excellence and survival skills.
Sounds like just staying alive is an achievement when you're an Outlander in Inazuma.
Ya.
I see. So this is the real purpose of your trip. Yes, given that you are Outlanders, it's certainly a lofty aspiration. After all, the Raiden Shogun is the most exalted and revered one in all of Inazuma. She is a deity who reigns on high, while all other life gazes up in awe. Huh. I was going to say nothing is set in stone when it comes to who you will encounter in this world. Who's to say you won't happen to run into the Raiden Shogun one day after lunch?
Uh-huh. And is that likely?
Okay, I'll give it to you straight. I know of a way to introduce you to the Raiden Shogun.
Ajá.
Really? Wow, the Rito Fixer is better connected than we.
Oye, Paimon.
I mean, it will take all the resources I have at my disposal, but it can be done. However, before we get there, connections come at a high price, you understand?
Not you too.
No. In this instance, when I say price, I'm not talking about Mora. In fact, there's no real cost as such. It's just that if this is something you really want, you'll have to agree to help other people solve some of their problems first. I like to do things in a way that keeps everybody happy. It's my own personal rule for dealing with situations like this.
Sounds very reasonable to Paimon. You're the man in the middle, so you have to trade favors to keep everyone indebted to you.
Entonces, ¿qué trabajo tienes para mí?
Why do I get the feeling you're making me out to be some sort of crook? Never mind. Here's the
Oye.
situation. As I touched upon earlier, the members of the International Trade Association are constantly struggling to survive. Recently, things seem to have gotten more difficult than ever for them, so just go and check things out. See if there's any way you can help. The head of the association is called Carisio, and he's a good friend of mine. Go talk to him. I'll wait for you here.
Ok. ¿Dónde? Oye, un teleporter. Mío. Yes. Había olvidado que te daban 5 protogemas cada que desbloqueaba un teleporter.
Huh? Hello there. You must be seeking refuge with the International Trade Association. The Outlander Affairs Agency took you for all you're worth, I suppose.
Por poco y lo hace.
Good. That's a relief. You need to be careful, or you'll find yourself losing your savings all at once.
We heard the association has been having some difficulties lately. Is that true?
Yes. Left, right, and center. Obstacles at every turn. But that's nothing new for us.
The Sakoku decree certainly makes things difficult for anyone who wants to come here from overseas.
But it's not the root cause of our woes. The Sakoku decree might restrict our scope of activity, but in and of itself, it doesn't stop us from being able to enjoy a comfortable existence. No. What's really squeezing us Outlander merchants dry is those Mora grubbers from the Kanjo Commission.
Kanjo.
Of the 3 commissions, that's the one that oversees everything on Rito, isn't it?
That's right. They impose astronomical tax rate, unbelievable regulations, and that's not the worst of it. They just issued a new tax decree recently that, for some reason, completely changes the way we pay our taxes. It used to be Mora, but now it's something called Crystal Marrow.
Médula cristalizada.
What's that?
Something that most of us in the association had never heard of before either, until the new decree came along. Eventually, one of the older Liyue merchants recalled that he once shipped a batch of it to Snezhnaya in his youth. So, in order to pay our taxes, we began an arduous search for this crystal marrow. But then we found we'd only managed to create a bigger problem for ourselves. The rising demand for crystal marrow drove the price higher and higher. Now there's only one vendor who even has it in stock. We can't get a hold of it anywhere else.
Isn't that what they call it?
Sí, en efecto, monopolio.
Exactly. So this vendor keeps pushing the price up, and we have no choice but to buy from them because the tax decree forces us to. It's a vicious cycle, the consequence of which is that our taxes will soon exceed our profits. And once that happens...
No pueden discutir la situación con la comisión Kanjo.
We tried communicating with the commission directly, but this is a nation where the cries of a few struggling merchants will never be heard over the ever-present roar of thunder. Fontaine, my dear homeland.
LOL, sí es cierto, es de Fontaine. Las ropas es de Fontaine.
They're really bleeding them dry. What do you think we should do?
Acabo de darme cuenta, tiene ropas de Fontaine. Que dice, más que Japón parece Latinoamérica con tanta estafa e impuestos injustos. No lo creas, Japón igual tiene un alto estigma en este tipo de cosas. O sea, me refiero a que puede que sí te hagan la vida difícil. Solamente que está capado por lo bonito que es Japón, ¿sabes? Pero para los ciudadanos de media y baja es difícil. Monopolio como el que hace Epic. Qué bueno que con las Steam Deck se la metieron viendo. Deja tú, igual va a tener Windows, así que... ¿sabes? Igual se le va a poder instalar juegos de Epic. Se le va a poner Windows, se va a poder correr juegos de Epic. No sé qué tanto. O sea, Windows bajo carga que no la soporta el mismo sistema, pero igual se la va a poder instalar. Perdiendo, qué sé yo, un 10 o un 20% del rendimiento de la consola originalmente con Linux o Steam OS. Pero que se podrá instalar Windows, se podrá instalar Windows. Se podrá instalar Epic Games y se podrá incluso jugar Fortnite ahí dentro, ¿sabes? Eso no va a ser impedimento. ¿Qué deberíamos hacer? A ver.
But Crease is the head of the association, and even he hasn't had any luck. Not to mention, we're Outlanders too.
Right. And besides, I think this may well be the fate they've ordained for us.
Okay. Well, we could try tackling the problem by going to the other party involved.
That vendor... I've actually done business with him in the past, but after a point he stopped contacting us. I have no idea where he sources this stuff.
Well, it definitely sounds like he's being unfair. How do we find him? We could go talk to him and see if he lets anything slip.
Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Since you're not affiliated with the association and you're new to Rito, he may just let his guard down. If I remember correctly, our usual meeting point with him is under a tree by the coast in the residential district. See if you can find him there.
Got it! We're on the case!
Perfecto. Dice Yahweh, pero hay más gente que no sabe ni abrir el navegador que gente que sabe formatear una PC. Oye. Formatear una PC es más difícil que abrir un navegador, Lo digo porque ya personas de temprana y mediana edad ya lo saben hacer. Aunque eso de, bueno, comprarse una consola, personas que se compran una consola, pues puede que no le puedan instalar un Windows 11, por ejemplo, a esa consola. Que igual termina siendo una consola, ¿sabes? Y una gente que se compra consolas está, pues, pensándolo para su uso definitivo, que es el sistema operativo que lleva la consola. Puede ser.
I don't think I recognize you. Are you new arrivals?
Ajá. ¿O no?
Haha, very funny. Real fixers don't need to refer to themselves that way. I wasn't born yesterday, you know.
Ya la cagué.
So, what do you need with me? The sheer nerve. You don't go around asking questions like that. If I gave you my sources, I might as well hand you the whole darn business. Trade secret, got it? You know what trade and secret mean, right?
This guy's got a bad attitude.
Ha! Are you even buying? Oh, I see what's going on here. Kurisu and his associates sent you here to try and plead their case, didn't they? They're wasting their time. The price is non-negotiable, not by a single mora.
Hey, what's your problem?
Get out of here, go on. Tell them they're lucky to be buying from me in the first place, and they ought to be more grateful. If it weren't for me, they'd be in seriously hot water.
What are we gonna do? There's no talking to this guy.
Ahora de acudir al verdadero intermediario.
Let's check back in with him.
A ver, o es Tartaglia o es Paimon 2.0 este men. A lo que me refiero es que va a haber más gente que al comprarse una Steam Deck solo juegan juegos de Steam, porque no van a querer batallar en tener que formatearle e instalarle Windows nomás para bajar juegos de Epic. Aunque creo que Epic sí va a tener compatibilidad para Linux, pero bueno, eso es otro caso. Hay mucha gente que prefiere no hacerse líos con esas cosas y por eso es que las consolas venden, ya que están enfocadas para ese tipo de personas.
That was quick. You resolved it already?
Actually, we're having a little trouble.
Oh? Well, by all means, tell me what you need. I'll help as much as I can. Getting you to go fixing things when you've only just arrived is quite a demand. Oh, that guy? I'm familiar. He used to be a bit of a sorry sight, selling shells that he'd collect on the beach just to get by, but he seems to have suddenly shot up in the world recently.
Vaya.
I can only assume he must have found himself a patron after leaving the International Trade Association.
Huh. You're saying he used to be a member of the International Trade Association? So he's an Outlander too?
Yes. Couldn't you tell when you spoke to him?
Parecía ser de Mondstadt, de hecho.
That's right. Werner was born in Mondstadt, then went into the shipping business, trading between Leah and Inazuma. When Inazuma closed to the outside world, he was one of a group of Outlanders that ended up stranded on Rito.
Huh. What a bummer.
The International Trade Association was initially very generous to him, but over time, with decree after decree, the association members found it increasingly difficult to make ends meet.
Estoy como yo, está como yo. Es bastante difícil llegar a fin de mes.
So he left the association and turned his back on them.
I'm sure it's more nuanced than that. I believe even the most ungrateful and cold-hearted of people still have some amount of gratitude and warmth left in them somewhere.
Really? Is that all you need to know?
¿Tú crees?
Well then, it sounds like you may have found a way in with him.
Por cierto, a ver, dice qué. A lo que voy es que sí habrá gente que quite SteamOS para instalar de Windows y Epic, pero dudo y sea una gran mayoría como para que la Steam Deck dé más beneficios a Steam que a Epic que a Steam. De hecho, no es necesariamente por eso. O sea, yo no instalaría precisamente Windows para instalarme Epic, sino por la comodidad de, pues, oye, ya que me corren los juegos de Steam, ¿sabes? Quisiera tener la comodidad de la PC, que puedo instalarme Discord para conversar con mis compañeros, y ya que estoy teniendo esa comodidad, ¿por qué no también tener las otras comodidades? Mientras estoy jugando, por ejemplo, acceder a otras aplicaciones, que música, que navegador para estar en redes sociales mientras te están rompiendo la madre en unas partidas en unas competitivas, por ejemplo. O que otras cosas, ¿sabes? La comodidad de una PC pero en una consola. Ese sería mi objetivo, más que instalar Steam. Pero sí entiendo el punto. O sea, no... Si de mí fuera de que Steam OS está bien optimizado para juegos y que la quisiera solamente para juegos, yo la conservaría tal como está, como en Steam OS, con Linux. Y ahí muere. Y para eso tengo, por ejemplo, mi PC aparte. Porque para eso mejor me compro una laptop.
What are you doing back here? Just because I got plenty of time on my hands doesn't mean I want to waste any of it talking to you.
Las dos son muy buenas. Tiempo libre. Puede decirse que es una forma de libertad. El viento me guió de vuelta a ti.
Huh? Where's this coming from?
Oh, por Dios.
Mondstadt? You were talking about Mondstadt.
Ajá. Verga. Le voy a entregar una loseta nomás porque tengo un chingo.
Goodness, I can sense it now. So familiar, but I can't remember the last time I was there. The scent of Mondstadt. Oh, how it takes me back. Oh, my hometown, the home of freedom. How I long to go back and visit.
It's working!
So, trying to play my heartstrings like a liar, are you? I know what you're up to. Huh? What is this? What are you up to now?
Just close your eyes already!
You mean the sound of the ocean?
Este no es, este es de Lillo, Este es de Mondstadt.
Leah Harbor.
¿Qué?
I can see it so clearly. And the sound of the waves. The calls of the merchants.
¿Qué?
Xiao lanterns. I'm right there at the lantern right. Oh, look at them floating up into the sky.
¿Qué está pasando?
A really active imagination. Either that or he really does miss Liyue Harbor.
Liyue.
What? 731 Chile.
Wait. Stop. That's enough. Don't make me relive it anymore. My poor heart can't take it.
730 chiles. Hoy se come, dice la Xianling,
You mean the folks from the International Trade Association? And I suppose they are far from home, just like me. Often, I'll sneak down to the shore at night and listen to the sound of the waves. I like to imagine it's the voice of my hometown, carried across the ocean. I've run into folks from the association more than a few times doing just that, but I always hide my face and slip away. Don't you think I've wanted to talk things through with them and free myself from this anguish?
Well, no one's stopping you, so...
They're so resilient. None of them had anyone else to rely on, so they rallied together, committed to finding a way to survive. But I couldn't do it. I'm not strong enough. So I caved. Those people, they'd make the smallest of promises, offer the most measly benefits, and I'd do whatever they asked of me. And make Mondstadters look like the worst people in the world.
¿Qué?
Alright, I'll tell you the whole story. It's eating me up inside, and I can't take it anymore.
You ready to talk now?
But I betrayed them. I can't show my face there.
Come on, you scaredy cat. Look,
Scaredy
you
cat.
messed up, but now it's time to make things right. So come on, get it off your chest. What's the deal here?
It's a scheme by the tax collection Ashigaru, Keijiro and his companions. They start by overtaxing the merchants, then take the extra crystal marrow they receive and stockpile it. Once the merchants run out of places to buy crystal marrow, they get me to sell that extra stock back to the merchants at an extortionate price, with the proceeds going to the tax collection Ashigaru.
It's plain evil gouging them like this.
I'm their puppet, yes. But my cut is a tiny fraction of what we take in total. It's barely enough for me to live
Para
on.
colmo, es una pequeña porción, o sea, qué lacras, qué lagartos.
Evidence? You're right. Without conclusive evidence, he will never admit it. Now that I think about it, whenever I report back to him after a sale, he always heads to the same place. It's always made me suspicious. As it happens, I handed some Mora over to him not long ago. I can show you where he went if you want.
Really? Well, then there's no time to lose. Let's go.
Me cargan como la pelota, de un lugar para otro. O sea, del mismo lugar para el otro mismo lugar.
Sorry. I need to think about it.
Keijiro! It's him!
After him.
Should I close early? It's not like I'll get any customers. Love your freedom.
What? Me puedo agachar de nuevo.
Ah, Ryoko.
Ay, cabrón.
How's business?
Too close. That's too close. He'll notice us for sure.
It's not like I'll get any customers.
Now, who else is...
Too close. That's too close. He'll notice us for sure.
¿Cómo es posible?
Sorry. I need to think about it.
If you want to taste Mondstadt, he's getting
What was that sound?
Shh! Quiet! Don't let him find us!
Must be hearing things. Drat, I'm behind schedule. I need to hurry.
He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little.
Uy, uy, Chile para la Shanding, ¿o no?
What could he be doing at a place like this?
It looked like he buried something over there, didn't it? Why don't we take a look? Whoa, it's a ledger. Boring! Paimon thought he'd hidden a big pile of Mora here.
Oye, Paimon. Ah, sí, el verdadero motivo por el que vendrías, Paimon.
Yeah.
Let me take a look here. Ah, yes! This is what we're looking for. A clear and complete record of every single transaction, each one proof of his guilt.
Great! Well, now we have our hard evidence. Let's go tell Karisu the good news, shall we?
I'll say goodbye to you here then.
Huh? You aren't gonna come with us?
I need a little more time before I'm ready to face the head of the association. I'm sorry.
Huh. Poor Werner's a pretty awkward guy, huh?
Hasta el momento me están haciendo ir de un lado chiquito a otro lado chiquito, bro. What?
Not like I'll get any customers.
But we really don't have anything left. If this keeps up, our sales will come in at a loss. There'll be nothing left for us to do but starve.
Dice, es cierto que no, antes de ir de INAZUMA tenías que hacer una misión donde aparecía Kazuha, como la... ¿Cómo te la saltaste? Sí la hice. Sí la hice, cuando salió la 1.6, la hice. O bueno, cuando salió la ¿cómo se llama? La historia de Kazuha, que fue después de la de las islas. ¿Tan rápido? No, güey. ¿What? ¿Ya tenía tiempo que había salido? Sí. Creí que venía junto con esta actualización. No. De verdad no nos queda... Ah, Simón.
You know the decree. The rules are the rules. No discounts, no exceptions, and no excuses.
Tú eres quien no respeta las reglas, Keijiru.
And who are you? Another new member of the association?
It just so happens that we found your little ledger, so now we're here to tell everyone all about how you embezzled crystal marrow to sell it right back to the taxpayers.
Ay, ya la ver.
Huh? Is this true? You've been swindling us!
Well, you see, the taxes,
Let me take a look at the ledger.
En voz alta todas las transacciones de principio a fin.
Well, would you look at that? Every payment the association has made is right here in your personal ledger. So, Mr. Keijiro, it seems you have some explaining to do. How shall we settle this,
So you think you can use this against me, do you? It's quite obvious that I'm merely trying to earn a modest living for myself, like anyone else.
Word has it that samurai and the commission place great importance on reputation and prestige. Though I'm sure commission members won't blame you once word gets out.
Huh? Is that a threat? Are you threatening me?
No, not at all. I'm simply stating that it would be quite a pity if an illustrious gentleman such as yourself were to have their reputation tarnished.
Are you bullying me?
Well, even if what you say is true, what do you suggest we do about it?
I believe you still have a quantity of crystal marrow in your possession, correct? Perhaps that crystal marrow could be used as compensation for the recent tax hike, and us merchants could finally have some more breathing room.
Is that it?
Do you have any idea the hoops I had to jump through to get the crystal marrow and keep it hidden? Fine. In that case, I'll send it over to you today.
And not even an ounce of shame for his actions.
So that's it? My shop's been closed for weeks now. I've even had to ask my friends to help bail me out. What about my losses?
Come on, Harrison. We've already struck a good deal here.
I'm sick of being pushed around like this. I won't let him off so easily.
Cálmate, hombre. Cálmate.
Harrison.
Cálmate. Cálmate.
What's all this racket? Does someone dare question the decree?
Chief, you've arrived.
What was all the commotion I heard just now?
Oh, we were just discussing a minor tax issue. I do my utmost to lend them a helping hand. Never grateful.
A helping hand? The only thing you're doing is stuffing your greedy pockets with our hard-earned wealth.
Que te calmes, hombre.
Shinsuke will hear of this.
Oh, and you dare to utter the commissioner's name. You outlanders have no respect for the rules. Seize the merchants. We will resolve this dispute back at headquarters.
Uh-oh. This is going in a bad direction.
Gentlemen, come now. Is there any need for this? If there's a dispute to resolve, let's get a drink and talk it over.
Who are you supposed to be? And why in my right mind would I join you for a drink?
You never heard of the Fixer?
Contexto, Paimon, contexto. No sé.
Here's my card.
Huh. You're from the Yashiro Commission.
Shh.
Huh. Well, this is Kanjo Commission territory. However powerful the Yashiro Commission may be, you have no business meddling in Rito's affairs.
Of course not, of course not. Still, perhaps you could show the young...
La señorita de nuestro clan. ¡Oh! ¡Oh! ¡Ese abanico!
lady of our clan some courtesy. You wouldn't want your name showing up in a petition to the Shogun, would you?
That fan. The Shirasagi.
La princesa Garza.
I don't need any trouble with her. Okay, let's forget all this. It'll give us one less thing to worry about.
But, Chief!
Enough! We're leaving.
Let's get dinner one day soon, gentlemen. My treat, I insist. No response, huh? I suppose that bridge is well and truly burned then.
Thank you so much, Toma. But I'm sorry your relationship with the Kanjo Commission had to suffer for our sake.
Hey, I was joking. It's a small price to pay, and you're more than welcome. If there's anyone you should be thanking, it's the Traveler. She's the one who found a way to turn things around.
Hey.
If nothing else, I'm sure the tax collection Ashigaru will tread a little more carefully in the future.
Toma, what was all that?
Shh, not here. Too many people listening. Let's move somewhere else.
¿Eh? Pues ni en cuenta, por lo menos así no me quedé con el suspenso. De hecho, sí, si lo hubiese jugado en la 1.6, te hubieses quedado con todas las ganas de por lo menos treparte en el barco, ¿sabes? Sí entiendo eso de ahí. A ver, misiones. Misión legendaria. No. Esta, aquí está. INAZUMA, viaje, capítulo, prólogo. Este es de las almas separadas. Y este es de... el torneo Crux. Cómo superar una tempestad. Viento en popa. Oye, ¿qué? ¿No dice cuándo la superé? No dice cuándo la superé, ¿verdad? Bueno, el caso es que era esta. Esta de aquí. La que estamos haciendo actualmente es esta. Como sea. Contra viento y marea. Llega a la colonia de extranjeros. Aquí debería estar, ¿no? Mira, en guardia. Consigue tu primera victoria en el torneo Crux. El 29 de junio del 2021. Viento de otoño y hojas escarlata. De hecho, así se llamaba esta misión. Viento de otoño y hojas escarlata. El mismo día lo completé. Destino INAZUMA. Sí, aquí está registrada las fechas de cuándo eran. ¡Wow! ¿Cuánto se salta, Mes y medio saltándose las misiones estas. LOL. 2 meses y medio, que digan. No mes y medio, 2 meses y medio. Para cada misión. Dios mío. ¿Por qué tanto sufrimiento?
corruption seems rife in the Kanjo Commission. They truly are rotten to the core. Alright, time for me to answer your questions. What would you like to know? Straight to the point. Let me reintroduce myself. I belong to the Kamisato clan of the Yashiro Commission on Narukami Island. I'm an attendant of the Shirasagi Himegimi.
Asistente.
You've been keeping your true identity a secret from us this whole time? So, the Yashiro Commission. Guessing that's another branch of the Tri-Commission?
Correct. The Kamisato clan is the head of the Yashiro Commission, who manage ceremonial and cultural affairs. I'd go into more detail on what exactly that covers, but I'm not even sure myself. I'm just someone who was fortunate enough to be taken in by the Kamisato clan. My role is to take care of the daughter of the clan, Kamisato Ayaka, also known as the Shirasagi Himegimi.
Seems like she must be super famous in INAZUMA, given the reaction of those guys just now.
Bueno, sigue siendo una doncella, ¿sabes?
Most definitely. She's graceful, dignified, and kind-hearted, too. The people of Inazuma quite adore Miss Kamisato. Her fame even somewhat eclipses that of her older brother, Kamisato Ayato, despite the fact that he's the current head of the clan. I suppose those who treat others with compassion earn themselves the same treatment in return. Miss Kamisato's situation certainly seems to attest to that. Take me, for example. I'm just an attendant, and yet she treats me as an equal, as she would a friend. You're asking the right questions, and to be honest, I don't want to keep you in the dark any more than is necessary. Firstly, you should know that being a fixer is not something you can fake. I spent the better part of a month tirelessly building up a network of relationships on the island, and I got to know Captain Beto during that time too.
Still pretty good going for just a month's work.
Well, maybe I have a slight knack for schmoozery, but the main thing was I had to make sure I'd be in time to receive you when you arrived. Inazuma may have closed off to the outside world, but that hasn't stopped a lot of people from hearing about your feats in Mondstadt and Liyue. So, when Miss Kamisato heard of your intention to come to Inazuma, she began looking forward to your arrival with great anticipation. She's excited to find out whether the rumors are true.
Interesante.
That you have what it takes to change the tide of the times.
Change the tide of the times?
In the test I gave you earlier, although there were a few hiccups at the end, it was you who found the way to turn the situation around. Navigating powerful people, using their character flaws to your advantage. It's just what Miss Kamisato had hoped to see.
Ya.
With your help, even the Vision Hunt decree.
Por eso este men no nos dijo absolutamente nada. ¿Qué? Oye. Con la ayuda de ustedes, incluso el decreto de capturas de ediciones nunca me ofreció.
That's an unexpected development. Perhaps our sources were misleading.
Oye, ¿por qué de repente es tan directa?
Yes, of course. I completely understand, and as agreed, I shall help set that up for you.
Toma sure didn't put up much of a fight.
Well, my work on Rito is done. So I suppose this is goodbye for now. Oh, one more thing. This invitation letter is for you. When you get to Narukami Island, you can find me at the Komori Tea House, as per the letter. Good luck with everything. See you soon.
¿Y se va?
Toma's not such a bad guy, huh? We should get going.
Hay un problema.
Huh? What's up?
Los forasteros no podemos salir del Rito.
Oh, right! Paimon forgot all about that! Wait, so did Toma forget that too?
Esta debe ser la siguiente prueba. La siguiente parte de su prueba.
Oh, darn it! No wonder he was so matter-of-fact about the whole thing!
¿Paimon?
Soon as we get off Ritu, Paimon's going straight to Komori Tea House to settle the score! Well, guess we should give it a try. Let's head to the border and see how far we get.
Con esta carta entrar en la casa de té, ¿qué chingados? Dice... Hubiera estado chido que todo ese tramo entre Liyue y Inazuma lo pudieras navegar tú mismo. Es que eso es lo que estaba diciendo, o sea, fue tan... Te subes al barco, ves una cinemática de cómo embarcas el barco y nada más. Y ya estás en Inazuma. Y yo como de que, oye... Una cinemática o una, qué sé yo, una batalla de entre... Oye... Ayúdame con el barco, que se nos cae a pedazos, que por la tormenta, que se vea cinemática de la tormenta. Bro, no que era tan peligroso y meterse a Inazuma, ¿por qué fue tan parpadear y ya está? Eso fue lo que no me termina gustando. Pero bueno. Y que hubiera madres en el camino, así como las islas culeras del evento. Es que las islas culeras del evento, yo digo, debieron haber sido puestas en el lugar donde... Entre el lugar de donde está Inazuma y Liyue, ahí deberían haber puesto las islas. Y la misión de Kazuha debió haber sido antes de esta misión de Klee. Para que en el momento en el que, por ejemplo, termináramos la misión de Kazuha, directamente nos metiera la misión de Klee. Y que estén esas islas ahí. Y que si quieres traspasar las islas, entonces tenías ese derecho de interactuar con el entorno. Que ese sea como que un intermediario entre lo que pasó entre lo que viajas entre Liyue y Inazuma. Pero no, güey, se me apendejan, no mames.
Stop there. Present your travel permits.
Muéstrame sus permisos de viaje, o no. Es su marido, el Tartaglia 2. No ser que hayan cambiado el loader. No. Es que ya está cansada de tantas mamadas de los eventos culeros que mete mi... ¿Qué?
But we really gotta get to Narukami Island. It's kinda urgent.
If you don't have a travel permit, this is as far as you'll get. Those are the rules.
As expected. Traveler, you gotta think of something. How do we get out of Rito?
Es la misma.
Are you saying we should go and meet with the Kanjo Commissioner? Guess it can't hurt to try. Even if Paimon has a few choice words to say about his subordinates. Who knows? Maybe he's our biggest fan.
What? Oye, ¿está aquí mismo? A ver, ¿qué?
Halt! This is the Kanjo Commissioner's office. No trespassers.
We're here to see, the Kanjo Commissioner?
The Kanjo Commissioner seldom entertains outlanders. Leave now or we'll be forced to...
Ah, wait.
Oh.
Oh, Commissioner!
These two are honored guests from afar. No need to give them the usual spiel. Come on in. Let's see what we can do for you.
Huh. Did you get all that?
Ya, Paimon, cálmate.
My sincere apologies.
Ah, bueno. Hijo de puta. Pilar para ti. Vamos a quitar eso después. Intervienen nuestras cinemáticas.
I am Hiragi Shinsuke, Kanjo Commissioner and head of the Hiragi clan. It's an honor to meet you both.
Nice to meet you, sir. So, the reason we wanted to come and see you was because...
All right, all in good time. Two travelers renowned far and wide have shown up to see me, and I should very much like to make their acquaintance. Let's not limit this to business only.
So what you're saying is we really are pretty famous, huh?
La vocecita.
How many other people in the world have what it takes to knock the wind out of Storm Terror's sails and put the Overlord of the Vortex back under the sea, eh?
Oh.
Exactly! Paimon thinks you
Paimon?
make an excellent point.
Sin presumir.
And I hear you also foiled a Fatui plot in Liyue Harbor. Even beat one of their harbingers in a duel.
Ah, el
Is that
Tartas.
true?
Whoa, you heard about that too? Yep, it's true, all right.
As I thought.
Something wrong?
No. I'm simply awestruck by you both is all. Rito is greatly honored to have you visit us. One other thing I heard about you is your great zeal for helping other people. This makes me wonder whether you might be so kind as to render your assistance to the Conjo Commission.
Oh, sure, no problem. Whatever you need, right?
Excellent. Well then, you must know the Qingxin. A flower grows on the mountaintops of Liyue.
Yep, we've picked a few of those before. So, you want us to go back to Liyue?
Yes, bring me 300 Qingxin, would you? Freshly picked, I mean.
Did Paimon hear that wrong?
¿Estás seguro que no agregó unos ceros de más? Para cuando termine ya no estarán frescas.
Too much trouble, is it? I see. Then how about this? We have a few items that need delivering. Perhaps you can help with that?
That sounds much more like it.
La carita.
709 letters.
No manches.
Hey, what gives? How come you don't have people to do that already?
Terribly sorry. We're just a little short on people lately.
What sort of an explanation is that?
¿Qué pasa aquí? Hey.
Traveler, what are we going to do? Should we really help this guy?
¿Qué está pasando aquí?
That's the spirit. Don't keep me waiting too long now.
You're seriously considering taking this job? The terms are ridiculous.
Hola. ¿Qué está pasando aquí?
Halt, you two!
Deténganse. ¿Qué? 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 ¿Y ahora por qué?
What did we do?
Miss Hiragi has a letter for you. She insists that you read it immediately.
La señorita Hiragi.
Let Paimon see. So this means she wants you to secretly meet her at night? But you didn't seem surprised at all by this. What's going on?
De hecho.
Huh? Have you been up to something behind Paimon's back? Let's ask her tonight and see what she has to say.
El plan de huida de Ritou. ¿Qué? Carta ligeramente perfecta. Oh no. Ay. A ver, vamos a leer atentamente lo que dice porque la leí a lo extremadamente rápido, así que no tuve tiempo de leerla. Que estas palabras hablen por mí en mi ausencia. Lamento darte esta carta de forma tan abrupta. Espero que no te moleste. Es la primera vez que invito a una forastera de tierras lejanas a través de una misiva. Sin embargo, creo que nuestro encuentro no fue una coincidencia, así que aprovechando la ocasión de que habrá una luna espléndida, espero que podamos encontrarnos. No se preocupe por mis custodios, tengo un medio para escabullirme, pero con ansias a su llegada. ¡Oh, no! Ahora entiendo lo que me dicen de que esa parte tenía más sentido con el viajero que con la viajera. Uy, sí. Saludos, Lord. Bienvenido. ¿Qué? Espera, ¿qué? ¿Cómo? Alto. Empezamos con las fotografías, ¿eh?
Burst forth.
No me llega.
Give me a moment to compose myself.
Por poco. Güey. Dame. ¿Cómo darme cuenta de eso de allá? Interesante.
You finally arrived. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Hiragi Chisato.
Uh-huh.
This is technically the second time we have met. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Wow. She's the daughter of the Hiragi clan, all right.
No need to be so formal. I've long marveled at your accomplishments. And at last, we have the chance to meet.
Is it
Póngale string más 18 por si acaso.
a bit off here?
¿O no?
The reason why I wanted to secretly meet you here is, well, I feared that I might never have another opportunity to discuss this
A ver, suave.
Discuss
Suave. Paimon, cállate.
I should like to ask for your help with delivering a letter.
¿Ah? ¿Qué? ¿Qué? Me voy.
Like father, like daughter. Couldn't you be more original?
No,
Paimon.
You misunderstand me. Please, allow me to explain. I was hoping that you could deliver a letter to Narukami Island in my stead. It is to be given to Kujo Kamachi of the Tenryou Commission.
La cara, Dios
My
mío.
father has always forbidden me from communicating with him. He knows that there are prospects for my marriage that would better serve him politically. But my heart is with Kamaji.
Ok. Qué malvada, deja uno con las ganas. Ok. Aquí hay, está el violoncelo y el violinista. Violoncelo, Paimon, y el violinista, el Traveler. No.
There is no one who would dare defy my father's will on Rito, but you are Outlanders. Outlanders seeking to get to Narukami Island.
Ah, por eso es que me decía que sí la acepte.
Oh, Paimon gets the whole picture now.
Tú estás celosa.
Of course, in doing so, I will also do everything in my power to help you leave Rito.
Oh.
That is my promise.
Bueno.
To be perfectly honest, as long as you remain in Inazuma, my father will have no intention of letting you leave Rito.
Yeah, we figured as much. It was pretty obvious he was just trying
Vaya,
to
vaya. ¿Quién lo diría?
I secretly overheard a conversation between my father and a very arrogant-sounding woman just a
Una
few
mujer
days
que
ago.
sonaba muy
They
arrogante.
seemed to be discussing how to keep you here on Rito. In fact, it was the first time I had ever heard my father speak so respectfully to someone who wasn't the shogun.
¿Será Signora?
We don't have much time. I'll tell you my plans to help you off the island. It just so happens that a shipment of goods is... Very well. I'll be waiting for you at the border. I'm counting on you to deliver my letter.
Algo parecido a una carta. ¿Qué decía la historia esta? Una carta para esa persona, escrita por esa persona. Si la abres sin permiso, podrías enojar a Chisato. Pero no me deja leerla, bro. ¿Sabes? Que sería como que sea como un tipo de logro, ¿no? Que si la lees, te regalan 1000 protogemas, pero terminan baneándote por un mes. XD. Hola.
Hold on, please. These goods are being sent to Watatsumi Island?
Oh.
My lady, this is an unexpected honor. You are correct. These goods have been repeatedly requested by the Kanjo Commissioner. We must be certain that they reach Watatsumi Island intact.
Is there something wrong, Lady Hiragi?
No, as you were. My father simply has some concerns of the shipment's safety, and has ordered that myself and an additional qualified escort be dispatched to ensure safe transport of the goods.
Ajá, cuéntame
My lady,
más.
You aren't suggesting that you intend to escort this shipment personally, are you? There's certainly no need for you to trouble yourself with such a matter. And as for this qualified escort...
Grosero, cuestión.
Please, do not cause us any further delay. If memory serves me right, my father has already asserted that this shipment must arrive on time. I'm certain punishment will be duly dispensed if it fails to do so.
Yes, of course, my lady. It's just that, well, we don't know who this...
Now, need I remind you of the penalty if anything were to happen to me en route? I'm sure you are all quite
Ya, ahora sí está un poquito pasándose de la raya,
assume that you can fully
Ya.
guarantee safety on your own.
Boy, Chisato can talk the talk. They don't stand a chance.
Yes, my lady. Very well then. It's an honor to have you accompanying us. Your safety is our highest priority.
Shinojo, you can't really be agreeing to this.
Well, the request is from Lady Hiragi herself. It is our duty to serve her in the utmost capacity.
Yes, but that's not the problem here.
Well then, if we're through here, I suggest we set off at once. Dawdling will only allow potential thieves more time to prepare, no?
Yes, my lady. You heard her. There's no time to lose.
¿Cómo que globo aerostático? Pero déjame ver qué es esto. Una vez que reúnas las 10 páginas de esta entrega, podrás formar la novela de calle de Ibis. Prólogo. Ok. Bien, una misión diaria.
My lady, please stay back. We'll handle it.
Not as well as we'll handle it!
Música de INAZUMA. Oye tú, ¿qué haces aquí? Es uno de los Fatuis. Lol.
Protect Lady Hiraki at all costs.
We'll take care of this! Stay with Chisato!
Come into being.
Se aguantan,
More speed.
No mames. No se supone que se tenía que morir, pero bueno. Oye. Los famosísimos Hillichurs.
Watch out! More monsters inbound. Lady Hiraki, stay close.
Beg for mercy.
You win. You're open.
¡Ay, no! ¡Ay, qué pendejo! Yo también. Quería seguir escuchando la música, pero tengo tiempo. ¡Ah! Ya era hasta ahí nomás.
We can take refuge in the village up ahead. How are you faring, my lady?
I'm perfectly all right. You may stop here. The road to Narukami Island is just over
¿Ya
there.
llegamos tan rápido?
In my letter, I've requested Kamaji to grant you a special travel permit from the Tenryou Commission. Consider it a token of my appreciation.
My lady.
So that's how it is. I had a feeling something was amiss, but Shinojo, you...
No, Lady Hiragi would never hide anything from us, I'm sure of it. But who is this Kamaji you speak of, my lady?
I'm not afraid to say that he's the one I love.
The one you love?
Shinojo, did you honestly think that...
What? No, I was just clarifying, that's all. I would never in my wildest dreams,
Vato.
You two needn't worry. Please, forget that this ever happened. If my father catches word of it, I alone will be held accountable.
Yes, of course. As you wish, my lady.
But what will happen if your actions here are discovered, Chisato?
Don't fret. My father has always been one to spoil me. The worst he'd do is sentence me to half a day without food or something to that effect.
No subestimes el...
Paimon never suspected a guy like him could have a soft side.
I wish you a safe journey. I'm sure we will meet again.
Se aprovechó bastante de su posición, ¿eh? Ah, pobre vato.
We've got goods to shift.
Chale.
All right.
Gracias al cerezo sagrado. ¿Y dónde está el cerezo? ¡Oh! ¡Cerezos!
I suppose it's time we find Toma. Now, where did he say he would meet us again? Oh, right! Komori Tea House!
¿Oh, what? Se desbloqueó el teleporter sin siquiera interactuar con él. ¡Oh!
Burst forth.
Let's play!
Así son todas las mujeres, ilusionan a uno pensando que está enamorada y luego los mandan a la mierda. Oye. Bueno, saben... no los culpo. Oye, ¡oye, un zorro!
Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just
Deme un momento.
smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart.
Deme un momento, deme un
I don't
momento.
take them that seriously.
Shitpost. Lucas. A ver, dame un momento. Lucas. Checa
Knights and
shitpost.
aristocrats share the same cultural heritage. But the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail.
Ahí viene.
¿Poquito de oro?
No. Oye, está muy flaco, ¿no? Vaya.
Te dejaré.
Pues metieron zorritos, amiguitos.
Charlie loco, güey.
¿Dónde metieron zorritos?
¿A dónde?
Al
Pensé
Genshin.
que ibas a ir para adelante.
Qué bonito.
No veo, ¿eh? No veo gente.
Ay, el Charlie tiene la SWAG 7.
Bueno,
You want to learn something
luego
about
vengo
these
a
blade work?
comentarles.
La escopeta que
All right,
parece
then. I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words.
Wow, cómo se siente el zorrito, ¿eh? De hecho, vamos a tomar ahora sí una captura bien bonita. Ya que ya lo tenemos aquí sentadito. O no, así, viendo para allá. Voy a más cerca. ¡Genial! Ahora, zorrito, ¿tú escapas de mí? ¡No escapa de mí! ¡Y me mira! ¡Qué bonito! Pensé que se iba a escapar o algo por el estilo. Hola, señorita. Bueno, no. Voy... ¡Oh! Vamos a dejarla en paz por un momento. Vamos a lo directo. Y vamos a estar explorando esta zona que es... ¡Guau! La vegetación, qué bonito. ¿Puedo romper esto? Aldea Conda. Esto es muy estilo japonés, esos pescados. No me acuerdo cómo se llaman en sí las cometas estas. Tienen un nombre específico. No sé cómo se llama. Puta la wey.
Brace yourselves.
Ah, mira, huevos de pájaro. Como en casa. Digo, ¿qué? ¿Dónde? Wow, esta música, ¿eh? ¿Qué estará bien arriba? Pero yo no veo nada arriba. ¿O estará enterrada abajo? Habrá una construcción abajo, ¿no? Como una cueva. Ah, mira, sí hay una cueva. ¿Disculpa?
Let's play. Shut up.
Solidify.
¿Y cómo carajos abro esto? Bueno, eventualmente. Aunque dice que hay 2 ahora. ¿Por qué dice que hay 2 ahora? Chingado. Un amigo ya antojaron.
Brace yourselves.
Dice que hay una aquí. Pero supongo que será debajo porque acá arriba no hay nada. ¿Qué es esto?
Beg for mercy. Let's play.
Luego tendré tiempo para conocer sobre esas cosas. ¿Qué es esa madre? ¿Qué eres tú? ¿Qué? Ok. Bueno, te tendré que atacar, amiguito.
Come into being.
Stabilize.
¿Qué te crees? ¿Tartaglia?
More speed. Shudder.
To the very
Brace yourselves.
¡Ay, el lagazo! Oye, yo no vi ese cerezo. A ver, yo lo quiero ver. ¡Guau! Saquen a Fischl.
In the name of the princess.
También podría sacar a Beidou, pero...
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, am the Prinzessin der Verirrten.
No es la mejor foto que pueda sacar, pero... Venga. No llevo healer, por cierto. No mames, un arco. Oye, los lagazos, ¿eh? Un momento, déjame ver qué está pasando. Pues F. Deme un momento. Estoy ajustando ciertas cosas.
Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but
Oh. No, pero... Ahí. ¿Es aquí?
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're not the general public!
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so... what Paimon means to say is...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it.
Teleporte. Oye, un momento. ¿Qué hacen esos dos ahí? Fuera.
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet
El
us?
perro.
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
¿Qué?
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Relax, no need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form?
¿Este es Toma? ¿Espera qué?
Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
Alright.
Oye.
I had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito.
Oye, este
So I
men
came up with this little fun
está pasando un
greeting
poquito,
for when
¿eh?
you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier, though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Ms. Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies.
¿Qué tal no fue en la prueba? Ah, sí,
Let me
cierto.
just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same, but when the lightning struck...
¿Te refieres al amigo de Kazuha?
Ah, so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly.
Entonces podemos vernos con...
Yes, of course.
¿La
I
señorita?
will bring you
¿Ayaka?
to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
¿Dónde?
Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god.
Ya sabía.
Still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
Es la hora, amiguitos. Popping. Artefacto. ¿Será que se actualizará? Luego veo guías de dónde conseguir artefactos. ¡Ah! ¡Un perrito! ¡Hola!
Burst forth.
Siento si estoy demorando tanto, pero estoy disfrutando el juego. No, exagerado. No es un buen ángulo que digamos, ¿no? No me gusta cómo se ve. Cancelen. Gigantesca.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often. Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Son visiones.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree.
¿Por qué la Shogun emitió el decreto?
Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, oh, I don't know, selfish?
Selfish. Egoísta.
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
A chinga. De hecho, a ver, espera, alto.
You look like your mind is elsewhere.
A ver. De hecho, aparte de que es como raro el significado de tal estatua de existir y que incrusten visiones, significa que esas son básicamente personas asesinadas, incrustadas en la estatua. Personas que tuvieron en algún momento una visión. Y es por eso que ahorita la viajera está teniendo esas visiones, por así decirlo. De esa gente que está ahí incrustada en la estatua. Veamos. ¿Qué fue ese sonido?
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
Podría escuchar las ambiciones de la gente, o sea, de las visiones que están dentro de incrustadas en la estatua. ¿Qué dice? En las cinemáticas que mostraron tenía muchas más visiones pegadas y estaban asimétricas. Era como más... era como que más macabro de esa forma. Pero esta actual es como ¿No viste el tipo de la casa de té? Le quitaron la visión y está vivo el güey. ¡Ah! De hecho, oye, ahorita que lo pienso, si muere la persona, la visión se queda sin su brillo, ¿verdad? Y aquí estamos viendo cómo visiones tienen brillo de su respectivo elemento. Entonces eso significa que no están necesariamente muertas esas personas. Pero aún así, si les quitas la visión, eso significa que le estás quitando el poder que llevan ellos. Si tocaste las dedos y luego ¿qué pasó? Podré escuchar las ambiciones de la gente.
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined.
Entonces una visión simboliza la ambición y no el poder.
All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Entonces me estás diciendo que el hermano de la viajera se corrompió por sus ambiciones. Bueno, en este caso el hermano, pero sería la hermana, ¿no? Espera, what? ¿Dónde estoy yendo? Y además, ¿no había un teleporter por aquí? Ah, allá. ¿Cómo castres llego hasta allá? Quiero ver esto. ¿Vendes prototipos? Dime que sí. Oye, cabrón. Que todavía no tiene nada. Están balanceando, están balanceando. Coño. Dios, los lagazos que está pegando el chingadera esta. Oye, ¿a dónde voy? ¿Qué pedo con los lagazos, güey? Hey, pude haber llegado aquí desde un teleporter. Vaya. No hay pedo, voy caminando. Wow, quiero luchar contra ese bicho. ¡Sin healer! Esa música me gusta, ¿eh?
Crush! Shudder!
¿Qué es esto?
Beg for mercy. Shudder! Beg for
Vaya.
mercy.
No sé qué serán esos, pero...
Crush!
¿Por qué te moriste? Se electrocutó a sí mismo. Esta música es una de mis favoritas de esta región. What?
Beg for mercy. Shudder!
Puede que Lilac brille aquí, ¿eh? What the hell? Escaradiablo. What the fuck? Calabanda. Wow. ¿Cuánto me está sorprendiendo esto? De hecho, si voy a ir a andar tan suave, mejor me pongo con el mando, ¿no? ¡Wow! Bro.
Do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my impromptu absence.
I'm sure the good people of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely fine, mein Fräulein.
¡Lol, los amateurs electro!
Come to be! Beg for mercy.
Totem arruinado. ¿Qué es esto? ¡Ay!
Stabilize.
¡Ah, este vato los pone!
burst forth. Crash!
Bueno, ya tendré tiempo para explorar.
More speed.
El bloom es hermoso. Y para colmo un mirador. Déjame ver qué foto puedo conseguir. No mames, qué bello. No jodas, man.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin de Verirrt.
Fischl, ¿puedes quedarte quieta? Gracias. ¿Tú qué? ¿Qué a dónde? ¿Por aquí? No exactamente era por aquí, pero bueno. ¿Y este santuario? Aquí le vamos a venir a rezar a este gordito cuando queramos que nos salga Sayo, ¿eh? Y ya tengo miedo por mis tiradas. Llevamos 2 horas de streaming, ¿eh? Oh.
Time to scout. More speed.
Oz, reveal thyself!
¿Ah? Pasa a ver. ¡Vaya! Hola. Veamos.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
La crema y nata. ¿Qué?
Kinda expected it to be snazzier.
¿Más elegante? Es difícil superar la cámara de Jade.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Un poco decepcionante.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in INAZUMA, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power and we can...
No vi ni iniciar una rebelión.
Oh.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
¿Qué? Con su permiso me retiro.
No, please, wait. Please, don't go.
¿Por qué está siendo tan... ¿Por qué está siendo tan dura? Ok, no sé.
I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
La visita llega te cuenta la historia de las 3 personas que perdieron su visión.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here.
Dijo Paimon al final. Está Paimon en lo correcto. No incluyeron eso en los subtítulos. Así es. Por favor hagan todo lo que puedan para ayudarlos. Estaré esperando a su regreso.
Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
La princesa tras el biombo. Pero no hay nada detrás del biombo, así que pues... Veamos. Ay, no mames. Hasta allá, no. Pero hay una estatua. Ah, no, solo hay 2, hay 3. Ok.
Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Dice pinche Paimon chismosa. ¿Por qué no vi esto? que cambió de parecer.
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Seems like he's a well-respected gun.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay.
Madame Ping!
Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder.
No creo que eso sea, señorita.
We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
No creo que ese sea el caso.
You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay. True, but that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary. It must be around here somewhere. Let's take a look.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab.
Cangrejo mascota.
Today, the string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, there's more! I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit to the shrine.
El altar. ¿Es eso?
So this is the omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
I wish it could be like this all the time.
Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot.
Bueno, está detrás de su casa, ¿no?
The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Something that kept him in the village all these years? Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a look. It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again?
Si llegamos a separarnos en esta guerra, espérame en la aldea Konda. Será un lugar seguro para los dos. Es aquí, Paimon.
So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the omamori and letter belong to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared. No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream. I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting.
Esperando.
Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness, the feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad. Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too. That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? Well, let's go find the next person. According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
Quick, under the umbrella, or you'll get soaked. You can't risk catching a cold, because it might turn into something more serious. And if that happens, well, I can't go avenging my clan by picking on the sick now, can I?
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in INAZUMA, the ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food! We demand an explanation! How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions!
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential! Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai!
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Provisiones de emergencia, algo así como comida de emergencia.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Espera, si no sabe, espera, si le robaron la visión, si le quitaron la visión, eso significa que tampoco recuerda lo que es él. Así que...
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Huh. He seems to be telling the truth. But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Veamos.
Don't worry. Hachiko will be fine.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history. You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
¿Es idea mía o vi algo familiar por ahí? LOL. Es una de esas cosas de para los barcos, ¿no?
Come into being.
Fry.
Sí cambió muy cabrón, ¿eh? No te acerques ahí, te vas a morir. La música esta sí cambió bastante, cabrón, ¿eh? No se muere el mismo, ¿no? No. Bueno, luego tendré tiempo para ver qué pedo.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Huh? What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
¿Qué?
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of Mora here. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Yes, of course.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
¿Hay un teleporter de allá arriba? No. A todo esto no he visto a Catherine, ¿eh? Oye, sí que hay un teleporter, qué estúpido.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about? Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs.
No jodas.
Payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs
No
to
jodas.
cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency
Y
provisions.
por eso le quitaron su visión.
And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained.
No mames, cabrón.
Accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
Desafortunadamente no lo recuerda.
That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we didn't buy anything!
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree? Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
Bueno, considerando lo que gasto diariamente en moras. Okay.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
Pagando la bondad con bondad, lol.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
Ah, sí, es cierto que tengo que ponerlo automático.
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
Esa espada.
The sword was once wielded by my father.
De eso sí se acuerda.
I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door.
En la masa.
My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Dice virtud y justicia.
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission
No
will
digo.
surely help cover his
Ese.
expenses. In any case,
Ese men es el...
let him sell off that sword.
No debemos permitir que venda ese espada.
Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Is it just me?
What? Este men es el Toma es el Tartaglia 2.0.
Is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
¿Ok? ¿Para convertirnos en sus discípulas?
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave. Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil spirit. So we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening and see for ourselves.
Por cierto, ¿qué tenemos aquí? ¿Ya actualizaron el juego? Detectado un error en la descripción de los efectos del conjunto de 4 artefactos de... ¿Qué? En la descripción de los efectos del conjunto de 4 artefactos, reminiscencia de la purificación, los efectos reales no surgieron ningún cambio. Ok, un error en la descripción del nivel 6 de la constelación del viaje de Electro. Un error... Actualizaciones. Reparar el error por el que los caracteres en tailandés no se visualizaban correctamente en el recuadro del chat. Reparar el error por el que los enemigos desaparecían en ciertas ocasiones al realizar el objetivo salva a los soldados que han sido acorralados de la misión de Arconte o no. Cállate. Eso es spoiler. Más logros. ¿Dónde? Derrota a un Samachur Electro antes de que logre crear un tótem Electro. Vaya. A ver. Nada más. Va. Ah, no. Es el tiempo, ve, bruto. Me gusta que jueguen un poco más con el tiempo, sinceramente.
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei in one of his fits of madness. Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past.
Inga?
One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago, and he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the Shrine Maidens managed to subdue him, so the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them. Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up?
Oh shit.
Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
¿A dónde? Es arriba, ¿verdad?
Aha! Suspicious person sighted! That's gotta be him!
How did you catch up with me so quickly? Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does. Unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad bad news, mister!
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day, long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
His senior? Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai? Yes, that's me.
¿Por qué oíste?
Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again.
¿Y entonces por qué estabas ahí?
When we were young, we trained under the same sword master, studying Meikyo Shisui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception. But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training, and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Meikyo Shisui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations from me. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body.
¿Lo mató?
After that I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down though, I still respected his mastery of the blade, and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Meikyo Shisui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcism is probably finishing.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all.
Tomando
I was not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism's coming along.
Estuvo asumiendo cosas sin antes
Time to scout.
preguntar mínimo.
What? You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No, I refuse to believe it. Something's clearly wrong.
Nanako, please. Try not to get agitated.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed, but spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with
Está un poco visca, ¿no?
And all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
Yai Miko!
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that I think you mean?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news! Then Sensei will be sure to recover.
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great calamities. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yai can give a conclusive verdict.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for Lady Yai?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai does not like to be kept waiting.
Qué buena
But we'll
perspectiva.
meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai's attention?
Por lo contrario.
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo-shi's sweet art, will do our best to help you.
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yai. We're curious to meet her too. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from her.
¡Guau! Ya ves tú. Aunque esa cosa molesta, ¿no? Ah, qué demonios, ahí déjalo. ¿Tengo un teleporter ahí arriba? No. Oye, es un dominio. Wow. Esto es uno de la cruzada, ¿no? ¿O es uno de... ¿Qué? Para farmear artefactos será, ¿no? What? A ver, hay algo que ya no me queda claro. Falta uno. ¡Ah! Vale, no lo había visto todo. Ya. Ya, listo. Ya me quedó claro. Cangrejito. Cangrejito. Más cangrejo. Tengo una pregunta seria. ¿Qué chingados es eso? ¡Pétalos de cerezo! ¿Qué se fumaron estos menes? Hay alguien ahí, ¿verdad? ¡Hola! ¿Es de crío o es de agua? Es de crío. What the fuck, ¿qué hace una de crío aquí? Tú deberías estar en Spina Dragon, quítate.
Oh, it's revealed. Shut up.
Bueno. No me gusta para nada esos... ¡Wow! No me gusta para nada esos lagazos. ¡Wow! El... No vayas a agarrar eso. Primero lo primero.
I created another universe. In fact,
Espérate.
More speed.
¿Otra?
Crush.
let me amuse myself a little. The more, the merrier. Just once.
Lo tuve que encenderlos con el elemento del electro. A ver, va a estar más complicado de lo que me esperaba esto. What? What?
Stabilize.
Oh shit. Me quita un montón de vida eso. No me había fijado y eso que estoy con el escudo. Y eso que estoy con el escudo. Ay, espérate. ¿Cómo subo? No, neta, ¿cómo subo? puedo subir por aquí. Bueno, Xiao, es hora de que brilles. Oye, pero no te vayas abajo. ¿Estás idiota? Wow. Por aquí parece formarse un camino. No del todo. Madera de murmurador. What the fuck. Rayo globular. Este extraño fenómeno muy común en INAZUMA se llama el rayo globular. Aquellos personajes que poseen el poder de electro o que reciban la protección de INAZUMA pueden usarlos para moverse a la velocidad del rayo. Si los personajes que están cerca del rayo globular llevan electrogranos o están afectados por electro, podrán moverse a gran velocidad hacia él. Pues no exactamente. No me digas que el camino era por aquí. Conté.
Useless.
¿Pedo? No entendí. De hecho, el camino era por aquí, no era por el otro lado. Qué bruto. ¿Ah, what? Es más arriba. No, pero espérate. Oye, eso estuvo chido. ¿Pero qué? ¿Tengo que ser más rápido o qué? Porque ya me quedé sin esa cosa. Cosa para más rara. Este va a ser un Timmy 2.0, ¿verdad? ¿Qué haces? Vi a una muchacha muy bajita con un traje de tanuki sacando un palillo y deseando crecer o algo así. También hay una chica un poco más mayor que deseaba de que INAZUMA siguiera en paz y esas cosas. Está hablando de Sayu y de... ¿Yoimiya? También puede ser Ayaka, pero bueno. Ah, y también había un chico deseando que el clan Kujo prosperara. Ese puede ser el otro el Tartaglia 2.0. Todo el mundo tiene unos deseos geniales. El mío es poder jugar a esconderme con mi hermana, ¿o no? Cada historia está más rara. Muy bonito. No.
I created another...
Ya. ¿No puedo escalar eso primero?
Burst forth.
Perfecto. Sí, necesitas algo, si no seguiré sacando palillos de la fortuna. ¿Qué haces? Saco palillos de la fortuna. Deseo que la todopoderosa Shogun cambie de opinión y levante pronto el decreto de cierre de fronteras. Pero todos los palillos que he sacado dicen infortunio o infortunio mayor. ¡Qué día tan horrible! Debido a las restricciones del decreto de cierre de fronteras ya no puedo salir a trabajar. Mis mercancías no hacen más que amontonarse. El negocio no me va nada bien y ni siquiera el gran santuario Narukami puede salvarme. ¿Será porque mi suerte no puede mejorar después de haber presenciado aquello? No, de ninguna manera. No puedo rendirme ahora, no importa cuántas veces me cueste. ¿Cuántas veces me cueste? Conseguiré un buen palillo antes de irme, ¿o no? ¿Qué es aquello? Es algo que sucedió después de que promulgaran el decreto de la captura de visiones. Alguien que se creía más fuerte de lo que era desafió a los ejecutores del decreto de la comisión Tenryou a un duelo ante el trono. Naturalmente este imprudente fue rápidamente derrotado y recibió el castigo divino de la todopoderosa Shogun. Fue algo bastante cruel ahora que lo pienso. Pero para sorpresa de todos, la visión que perdió el derrotado se la llevó otro joven que irrumpió en la escena. Esa visión, que debería haber pasado a formar parte de la estatua de la Shogun, está ahora en manos de algún samurái errante desconocido. ¡Qué terrible presagio! Bueno, están hablando de la historia de Kazuha. Hola, ¿hay alguien aquí? No. ¿Puedo pasar? Hola. No, no puedo pasar. Por detrás. Oh no. El árbol.
You think that's Lady Ai? Oh, no wonder Junyo is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away.
Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword.
Woo!
Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that mean he...
Hello?
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices meikyo shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both?
Vaya, entiendo.
Agitated, of still mind in moments such as these.
Lady I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Ansai.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Ansai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Ansai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day, the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I wish to continue. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness. Well,
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one, huh?
Parece que es la mejor solución por ahora.
A moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
¿Y esta Lisa 2.0?
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
With protection of the alerta, may the blossoms of the city bloom eternally.
Vamos con la señorita Kamisato Ayaka. What?
The Electro Archon, whenever you are troubled.
¿No están arriba o sí? está por ninguna parte, what the fuck. He perdido hasta la altura como para poder volar del lado de arriba para donde tenía que ir. Aquí no.
Think you can bully me?
¿Y no hay un teleporter o algo por el estilo, cabrón? Pues al parecer no.
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
Huh?
Traveler, Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face.
Okay.
I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
¿No ayudamos en lo absoluto?
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you were most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen. Alright, we can be friends.
¿Qué?
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen?
El destino peor que la muerte.
Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance?
Bueno.
You will? Really?
Debes cumplir tu promesa.
Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you she wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
Vaya, vaya. Kamisato y Agato me llevan a donde qué. Aguante. ¿Qué?
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me?
Nadie más está, bueno.
The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is
Tiene sentido.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt Decree. The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any
Falta de
emotion.
expresión.
In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling. Of course, we have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt Decree.
Ooh, Paimon has a question though.
Ahí no iba.
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt Decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt Decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
Y eso no tiene sentido.
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article.
Seguramente Venti fue ahí.
The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryou Commission.
Darn! So they found out about it? Ugh.
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu.
Ha salvado a muchas personas.
Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast suspicion on any future activity we might seek to attempt.
Y que me estás dando el trabajo, ¿cierto?
By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Nagonohara family.
Perfecto.
There, you will find someone who can help you.
Perfecto. Y aquí lo vamos a dejar, ¿eh? Perfecto. Amuletos, justicia y no sé qué chingados. Habla con... Oh. Mira, qué bonito. Siempre... Tengo ganas de asistir a una de estas restaurantes de estilo japonés con estas cosas así desniveladas. Se ven muy chidas, la verdad. A ver, vámonos de aquí. ¿A what?
You want to know who you'll be meeting in Hanamizaka? Let's just say they'll be easy to find. You'll see what I mean when you get there.
Ok, si tú lo dices. Oh. Ese cambio repentino de luces. No sé si Fischl sea la mejor pareja para poner ahí, pero bueno. O ponemos a alguien más alta y... Oh, tengo una idea en mente. Tengo una idea en mente con esta captura. Un poquito más acá y un poquito más abajo. No, ahí está bien, ahí está bien. Tonterías. Vámonos. Venga. No sé si tenga ganas de descubrir todo esto, ¿eh? Pero ya se ubicaron estas vainas ahí. A ver, vámonos a reclamar ciertas cosas. Oigan, eso significa que... A ver, 1, 2. 1, 2. Ok, se incrementaron las ubicaciones para estas cosas. Chido. Chido. Recoger las recompensas disponibles. Ahorita las voy a recoger. Voy a hacer las misiones diarias, pero eso creo que lo hago de fuera de cámara. Oye. Muy profunda esta historia, ¿eh? Muy profunda está la historia esta. Bro, las 6 de la tarde. Llevamos aquí un buen de tiempo. Llevamos 4 horas casi. Y todavía no termina esa misión de Arconte. Así me gusta que te dejen agotadas esas misiones de Arcontes. Pero bueno, la vamos a continuar tal vez el día de mañana, que estamos mañana jueves. Quizás sí, quizás le demos más el día de mañana. Ahorita lo que hago es diarias y cosas farmeo por ahí, por el estilo, pero no creo que vaya a descubrir más mapa y cosas por el estilo. Eso lo hago en streaming, en plan explorando, ¿sabes? ¿Saben? Pero bueno, por hoy día creo que ha sido suficiente de Genshin. Espero que les haya gustado, amiguitos. Nos vemos en la próxima vez que nos ocurra streamear algo. Ahí se ven. Hasta otra. Bye.